Why, hello there. I'm your new neighbor, and I'm also a zombie. My name is Ive. Yup. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy here with a very special yet secret TV review, but I guess the secret's out already because I'm here today to review the TV show iZombie with special guest, the mother of us all, Kat from Comic Uno. What's up, girl?
Hey guys, this is Kat Comic Uno, and I am happy to be collabing with Tony, the Black Critic Guy, to talk about a show that I've been badgering him to watch, which is iZombie. I have many other shows that Tony still has to watch that I've recommended, and those will be future collab videos, I am sure. And, but yeah, this is a show that Tony was able to watch, and I obviously wanted to help him with this review. So let's start talking about iZombie. So what is iZombie about? First of all, it's actually based on a comic book. I read the book when it first came out, and I'll give a little disclaimer. The book really has nothing to do with the television show. A lot of things are different. They don't even really reference the book that much. So if you read the book, or if you read the book before, you don't really need that source material to watch this show.
Now, iZombie follows a woman named Liv Moore who, wait a minute, is her name actually Liv Moore in the show? Like, they call her Liv Moore? Oh man, way to beat the irony over our heads, guys. She's a Seattle doctor with a great job, beautiful looks, awesome roommate, and a hunk for a fiance. Life was going swell for her. That is until she decided to attend a boat party gone wrong, started going crazy and bananas, turning into zombies, and she gets attacked by one, and when she wakes up in the morning, she too becomes part of the undead, a zombie. And 5 months later, she turns pale, cancels her engagement, and now works as a medical examiner at the morgue. So much for that perfect life of hers. And while working at the morgue, she eats the brains of dead people, gets their memories and personalities, and on occasion uses those powers to help a homicide detective solve their deaths while also keeping her zombiness a secret. And that's where our show begins. Now, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the CW network. I find it to be just a channel for tweens and teens to watch their really crappy shows. Nothing really appealed to me, and I think honestly that's because when I first saw the CW network, all they really showed was like Vampire Diaries and all of these teen dramas that I'm like, I could care less about. But lately, they've been making some really kick-ass content and programs like Arrow, The Flash, which I thought was really good, and now iZombie. And I remember I saw a trailer for iZombie a couple months back, and I thought to myself, that looks like a really cool show, and I would definitely love to watch it when it's all wrapped up. And now it's all wrapped up, it's on Netflix, I saw it, and I'm like, I'm gonna finally watch this show that I've been meaning to watch for a while now. And after watching this show, all I have to say is, I have some newfound respect for some CW shows because this show was awesome. The first thing about this show that caught my attention immediately was its unique style and concept, taking a very refreshing direction on the zombie genre. Although nothing entirely new, I still really like the concept of a show where zombies live side by side with humans instead of being the mindless drones that we see in countless upon countless of movies and TV shows. No, they're actually sentient. They can think for themselves. They can carry on conversations. They can actually hold a job or run a business. That's cool and unique. And also, I absolutely love the idea that when a zombie eats a human's brain, they actually get the memories and personalities of that person.
Liv eats a brain and sees how those people died, and she sees visions, and she actually gets the personalities of those people who died, which really makes this show interesting and what I thought really made the show unique. Because every episode is different. And that's fun, especially for a procedural show, because at least half procedural show, because I'm not really big fan on like the procedural cop things, but I think iZombie's different, A, because she's a zombie, and then B, you get to see Rose, who's the actress, Liv, play these different people in every episode, and it keeps keeps you on your toes. But again, having that overarching mystery keeps you invested in the season, because it gets a little boring when you have, oh, alright, you have that one mystery, but it doesn't really connect to each other. But with this show, it very much connects.
I loved how the show was a blend of so many different genres, from the zombie genre to the dramedy genre to the cop genre, and they all meshed so well together. Now personally, all the moments where Liv is using her zombie powers to assist Detective Babineau on a case were my favorites. They were the most intriguing, they kept me guessing, they were always entertaining, and I just loved the chemistry between Detective Babineau and Liv. It was really strong and dynamic. It really felt very buddy cop-ish, and just seeing them solve a case together is just worthwhile. I had so much fun with those. The writing in the show is actually great and really strong. I was thoroughly surprised at how good it was, considering that this show is on the CW. I thought it would just have these overly dramatic scenes with sappy dialogue where characters would be like, "How could you do that to me, Johnny? I loved you, yet you cheated on me. How dare you?" But no, those moments barely happen in the show, and when they do, it's handled excellently. The drama does not come off as overbearing or pointless. It actually has weight to it and actually ties into the situation at hand. It feels real, it feels whole, and you feel the drama with the characters. Instead, the writing for the show feels very comic book-esque, with a lot of witty dialogue and banter among the characters, exchanging pop cultural references here and there. Something that I really enjoy, and considering that the show was based off of a comic, makes a whole lot of sense. As well as giving a lot of focus and development on the detective elements of the show that kept you guessing till the very end as to who the killer actually was. Like some of these cases, I thought I guessed right as to who the killer was, but then I turned out to be wrong, and I'm just like, ah, damn it, it should have been so obvious that it was that person all along. And the last fantastic thing about this show are the characters and the actors and actresses who portray them. Most of the characters are just so interesting and fascinating. You want to learn more about these characters, and you do learn a lot about them as they are given a lot of good development. And most of them have really strong and dynamic relationships and great chemistry. And the actors and actresses who portray them do a stellar job at bringing these characters to life. Get it? Because they're oh my goodness. Not for this review, Tony. Just not for this review.
A lot of the secondary characters got a lot of fleshing out, and got a lot of story. It wasn't just Liv's story, but it was Major's story, it was Robbie's story, and you get to see how they're all connected. So let's actually start talking about the supporting characters. So Major was my favorite character of the show. I loved him. Now, the reason I loved him is because he totally could have been the most two-dimensional character in the world. The guy who's upset that his fiance left, moping around, but he 100% truly gets an arc. He kind of reflects the comic character where we get to see some zombie hunters, and you see how his relationship develops with Liv. Can they have a relationship now that Liv is hiding the secret? And also Robbie being such a really cool sidekick type character, but then again, not just being the sidekick. He actually has relationships with the other characters, like Peyton, who's played by Ali Mashaka. So if you're like a Disney Channel, if you're a Disney Channel kid, you remember Ali Mashaka from Phil in the Future, or Phil from the Future, Phil of the Future? Phil in the Future. What I like about his character is that he is very connected to not just Liv, but the other characters also, like Major and Peyton.
But truthfully, when it comes to the characters and the performances in this show, no one comes close to Rose McIver's performance as Liv Moore. This character, in every sense of the word, is the backbone that holds this show up. If she fails as a character, the entire show falls apart. But fortunately, she is a great and fantastic character. She is well developed, really likable and charming, has a great sense of humor for a person that is dealing with zombieism, and has strong bonds and connections with each and every one of the characters in the show. And the performance by Rose McIver is not only stupendous, but is without question the best TV performance I've seen all year, because not only does she have to capture and convey the character of Liv Moore, but she also has to capture and portray the personalities of the brains of the people that she has eaten, and she pulls it off in flying colors. Each episode, I feel like she is an entirely different person. Whether she's antisocial or a sociopath or a really ditzy girl or a trained marksman, I believed her performance, and I have to give her some huge props there.
Rose is such a great actress that she could play all these diverse roles, a martial artist or someone who steals from people. So it's really cool to see what's gonna happen next and what type of character she's gonna play in every episode.
One of the most fascinating characters in this show is Blaine, the zombie who turned Liv into a zombie. Just seeing him starting off as this really sleazy scumbag to this really rich sleazy scumbag was not only impressive, but just really intriguing. And though I don't condone his actions throughout the show, what he's doing does make sense in a way. Like, I'm not saying it's justified, but if he didn't do what he did, the zombie apocalypse might have started much earlier than where it is now. The entire world would have quite possibly been overrun by zombies. So his actions make sense, but he's still a douchebag. Don't get that wrong. And one personal side note, I loved how diverse this cast was. Now, there are a couple issues I have with the show, but most of them are relatively small. Like, in some episodes, the acting is just not good. It's really hammy and over the top, or just I never really believed the performance of the actor or actress. The mediocre acting coupled with some of the cheesy lines and moments in the show showed me that some of the CW element was spilling into this series. One of the show's biggest issues is that there's another antagonist introduced that I personally felt like didn't belong in this season. They were just forced in because we needed another villain for some reason. They could have been the main antagonist for like another season, but not only that, this antagonist just came off as really cliche and underdeveloped, not as interesting as Blaine was as a villain. Honestly, they could have just taken them out and just shown them up in like another season, like, oh, they're our main antagonist now.
So overall, for me, I really love iZombie. Like I said, it's one of the best season ones I've seen in a really long time. And I thought the pacing was perfect for the show. And if you like procedurals, I think you'll like this because of the one episode mysteries. But if you're also not a fan of procedurals, I think you'll like the overarching arcs. And if you love Veronica Mars, I think you'll really enjoy this because it's a nice genre spin on a really cool cult classic show like Veronica Mars. So I 100% recommend this show. I feel it's a very under the radar show, and it's definitely worth watching.
But overall, I really like this show, and it has given me a new perspective on CW shows, and I cannot wait to watch the second season of iZombie. And that's why I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think that it is one hell of a TV show, and you guys should definitely go check it out. But anyway, what did you guys think of this show? Did you love it as much as I did, or did you find it really boring and played out? You actually read the comic and liked it better than the show? And let me know, what is your favorite CW show? Comment below and let me know.
So thank you, Tony, so much for inviting me onto this review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll have to do this again when one day you watch another show that I've recommended, or a comic book type show. I think I'm wearing the shirt of the show that you should watch next, or Arrow, because you know I'm a big Arrow fan also. So Tony has a lot of shows to watch now. But thank you, Tony, for inviting me, and yeah. Thanks.
I want to thank Kat from Comic Uno for joining me in this review. I could not pick a better person to collaborate when talking about this show. Honestly, I wish we could have done like Flash or Arrow, since she's really into comic books and all. And please, go check out her channel. There'll be a link right here. Click this link, go check her out. She's really awesome, and she's just a great person. And go check out her comic too, Like Father, Like Daughter. It's a really good read. I enjoyed reading it, so you guys might enjoy it too. And until then, guys, stay tuned. Got a couple reviews coming your way. So if you would like to be a part of the Black Critic crew and not miss out on a single awesome video on this channel, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Watt II, this zombie known as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.